Welcome back to the Hospitality Hacks Pro Show, family, friends, and foes. Glad to see y'all here today. I'm going to share a story today that is somewhat embarrassing, but I'm going to share it anyway in the hopes that it will help somebody. I don't know who. I don't know who's listening today, but I'm putting myself out there for y'all. Okay? When I was growing up, and I've never shared this story with anyone, by the way, you kind of had to be there. Either you were there or you weren't. Never shared this with anyone, but when I was growing up, um, we didn't really watch sports in my household. And when I say we didn't really, I mean we didn't ever. No sports. Football, basketball, golf, soccer, nothing. Okay. And for some reason, I had this urge that I wanted to play sports in high school. And you know what? I'll take that back. I say we didn't watch any sports. I was aware of Venus and Serena Williams because my mom was a tennis fan. Okay. But we still didn't really like watch it, but I was aware of who they were. So I, for some reason, had this urge. I want to play sports. Right. And so we had a somewhat sheltered childhood, my sister and I. For a long time, it was no, 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 no. Right. Ninth grade, 10th grade. For some reason, 11th grade year, maybe my parents were just tired of us pestering them. I don't know. But they decided, okay, you can play. Right. Now, if you're a sports fan or have kids that play sports, anyhow sports adjacent, you probably know that most people who play sports have been doing it since they were knee high, maybe 3, 4 years old, five, maybe, right? No experience, decided, all right, let's jump out here, right? Now, I will say my mom put us in a tennis camp one summer that was probably maybe 3 or 4 weeks. So that was the most kind of sports experience that I had. So jumped out there. Okay, first inclination, let's join the tennis team, right? So join the tennis team, good exercise, made some friends, didn't win very many matches, but it was a fairly positive experience. Okay. Then decided, hmm, want to join the basketball team, right? So try out for basketball and got on the team. Now, because of my age, I would attribute it to probably they I kind of defaulted and automatically put me on varsity. Okay. So for those who are not familiar, generally in high school you have junior varsity and you have varsity. Junior varsity usually younger and or a little bit more inexperienced players, varsity older and or more experienced players. So here I am. I find myself on the varsity basketball team. This is a frustrating experience from the beginning. From the beginning. I don't understand the rules to the game. Okay. I'm a fairly okay free throw shooter just from kind of messing around in the park and little different things. Have never played competitively at all outside of maybe playing 21 at the park or during PE, something like that, right? Find myself on the basketball team. Don't get very much play time. I'm kind of used, the coach kind of used me as a stand-in. If somebody's late to practice, didn't come to practice, okay, you stand here, play this position. You're over here, play that position. I'm frustrated by this. I don't understand the different positions, what each position is supposed to do. There's not very much teaching going on at this point. Most of the other players, if I venture to say all of the other players know what's going on, right? And so I'm lost. I'm lost. I'm frustrated with all the shuffling around different things, right? At one point, almost quit. At one point during practice, I was like, you know what? Can't, this is too much. Can't do this. I go to grab my stuff, move towards the door like I'm about to walk out. The coach dramatically, Tasha, you will not quit. It was very dramatic. Calls me back. tells me I'm not a quitter, don't quit, blah, 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 blah. For whatever reason, maybe the emotion of the moment, I listen to him, I don't quit. All right. So I'm on the team. Once again, kind of a stand in type person during practice, have no idea what's going on, not very much play time. The only time I maybe hit the court is one or two games when we're up by so many points that it's just not possible for us to lose. Right. And then coach will tap me in, like, all right, you go ahead and get in the game. Right. So you have the backstory now. You have the backstory of this, right? I think you can kind of picture this, right? Not super athletic person, athletic enough, right? You know, not super sports fan type person, don't have that background of watching sports, even just a little playing around here and there at the park, maybe during PE at school. All right, so here we go. Fast forward, now that you've got the foundation, fast forward, we're at the last game of the season. Last game of the season. For whatever reason, coach decides he wants to put me in the game. I'm not sure what struck him that day, right? To say, let's put Tasha in. But here I am. I find myself on the floor, right? We're on defense at this time. Other team is bringing the ball up the court towards us. We're in the zone, right? We're standing there, waiting for them to bring the ball in. Now they're calling plays, talking to each other, doing their thing, whatever, the other team, right? My team, we're just waiting. And I get to a point, and I couldn't tell you what brought me to this point, but I get to a point where I decide I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of waiting on them to dribble down the court with the ball. They need to come on and make something happen. Make something shake. What are y'all waiting on? What are y'all waiting on? So I decide on my own. No conversation, inclination, signal, or coaching from the coach, from the captain, from nothing. I decide on my own. I'm gonna go get the ball. So I, mind you, I'm playing power forward, so I'm down low. So I come up toward half court. I decide I'm preparing myself to come and steal the ball. Now everybody's looking around. Is this the other team? They're like, what? Is this a play? Are they trying to trick us, trap us? What's going on? Right? My team's kind of looking around. Everybody's confused except for me. I know what's going on. I'm coming to get the ball. Right? And so gently, ever so gently, our team captain comes up to me, kind of grabs me by the shoulders, leads me back to my position, and just says softly, just stay right here. Stay right here until it's time to move, until we tell you to move, right? Just this is where you need to be right here, right? So at some point, I think somebody calls a timeout, I believe, or I don't know what happened if they went through with the play. I don't think they went through with a play. It gets foggy. Um, somehow I ended up back on the bench, right? Coach took me out the game. Like, okay, come have a seat, right? Another game. This is the last maybe few minutes. At this point, we're up. Like we're winning by a lot, right? And I told you that's one of the times or my time to shine, right? I'm back in the game again. Balls being passed. Somebody, I don't know who, passed the ball to me. Now, I don't know what to do. I've got the ball. I'm right under the hoop. I panic immediately. Immediately panic. What am I supposed to do in this situation? Take a dribble, look around, find the closest teammate that I can that's open, pass the ball. Right. Get this thing out of my hands. I don't know what's going on. Pass the ball, right? She's startled, like, oh, whoa, okay, because she's expecting me to shoot because I think there was maybe 40 seconds left on the clock, right? So why not take the shot? I'm open. Don't take the shot. Too scared. Don't know what to do. Haven't had the practice. I'm shocked to be in this position, right? Pass the ball. She tries to shoot. She was not ready, startled, misses the shot, right? So everybody's like, oh, because that was a chance to have a shot at the buzzer, right? Game over. Done. That's the end of my basketball career, y'all. All right. Why am I telling y'all this story? And those of you who know me, you probably know where I'm going with this. But why am I sharing this story? It's so similar to the way that some of us approach business, right? Something looks good, it's a good idea. Ooh, it would be cool to have a food truck. Ooh, it looks like they're making a lot of money with that hot dog cart. Like, oh, I've always wanted to have a bar. Having a restaurant with my name on the front looks cool, right? We jump into these situations. We don't know the rules. We've not been a fan of the game. We haven't practiced. We haven't been doing this since we were 5 years old. Right? We just jump in because it looks cool. It's something we always kind of wanted to do. So why not? I have the opportunity, so why not? Right? And I'm not saying don't do it. I'm not saying I didn't gain some valuable life lessons from that experience. As a matter of fact, what I'm sharing with you right now is one of those valuable lessons. Right? What's the lesson? Be a student of the game. Be a student of the game. Understand the rules of the game. Before you jump out there deciding, I'm going to steal the ball, right? Look around. What's the climate? What's going on around you? What are other people doing around you? Is this the move that you're supposed to be making at this exact moment? You're just excited to be on the court. Oh, yeah, I'm in the game. I'll make something shake. Woo, right? But hold on. Let's think strategically, right? Let's think strategically. There may or may not be a captain there for you to take you by the shoulders and put you back in position and say, just wait right here for a second. This is where you need to be right here. Okay. There may or may not be a coach to holler timeout and pull you out the game. Right. If you don't have those people in position around you, the coach, the captain, somebody you can look to when you're unsure, someone who is not afraid to grab you when you're making the wrong move. You need to make sure you put that person or those people or those systems in place. Y'all following me? Are y'all following me? All right. I didn't tell you an embarrassing story about me just to tell you a story, right? I'm trying to show you, right, the ridiculousness of what I did. The ridiculousness of saying, you know what? And even if I decided I want to play basketball, I've never played before, it would not have been too late at that point to become a student of the game. Let's watch some game tape. Let's figure out a team or a player that you like how they move, and let's observe how they move, why they move that way, when they move that way. Let's listen to some commentators, right? Speak on the game, right? Let's study who the best players were or are and why. What makes them the best players? Right? It's never too late to become a student of the game, but the refusal to pause and reflect, the refusal to understand that you shouldn't be jumping into something without knowing how the game flows, because if you do, you're going to look ridiculous. If you do, you're going to stumble in ways that you don't have to stumble. Y'all follow? If you feel me, like this video. If you feel me, share this audio with somebody. Become a student of the game, right? The rules, the players, the history, right? What things have changed year to year, right? Who should you be looking to? Who should you be listening to, right? What should you do? How do you move without the ball? How should you be moving without the ball? Where should you be standing? How should you be positioned? When you do get the ball, what the heck should you do? When should you do it? When is it appropriate to shoot? When is it appropriate to pass? When is it appropriate to dribble? All of the things. There's so many things, right? When is it appropriate? Become a student of the game. I hope this is making sense, y'all. I'm not saying don't follow the dream. I'm not saying if an opportunity presents itself to not follow through or position yourself to take advantage of the opportunity. What I'm saying is don't do it in a foolish manner. What I'm saying is recognize where your weak spots are and do what you can to fill those weak points, whether it be with systems, whether it be with people, some type of support. Now, had the coach pulled me to the side and said, "Hey, Tosh, I notice it seems as if you're struggling in some areas. That day that I said I was going to quit, I couldn't do it." No, if he had pulled me to the side and said, "Why do you want to quit?" Instead of, "You're not a quitter, you're not going to quit." Okay, that's cute. But why? If he had dug just a little bit deeper to understand what I was struggling with, it might have been a different story, right? Now, I wasn't going to the WNBA. That's not what I mean, right? But my appreciation of the game may have changed. I still had time at that point to, if he had said, "Tosh, watch some tape. Come on. Let's have a night where the team gets together and we go over the rules. Let's go over the plays all together, step by step, break it down so a fifth grader can understand it so that we're all on the same page. I know I'm shuffling you from position to position, right, during practice, but let me break down for you what each position does and why and how they interact with each other, the importance of each position, right? That would have been a whole different experience for me, right? And I'm not putting it on the coach that I had, I'm not putting it on the coach. I could have taken it upon myself to seek information, to ask better questions, but I didn't know what I didn't know, right? So make sure you have people around you who will dig a little deeper. What are you struggling with? Why are you struggling with that thing? Let's make sure you understand the rules to the game. Let's make sure you understand each position and how each position plays, why each position is important. Y'all follow? Right? And these are just my opinions. This is just my 2 cents. I don't represent any other organization, any other company, any other person. Just Tasha right here. Just Hospitality Hacks Pro, trying to relate to you how important it is to be a student of this thing. I'm a student of hospitality, right? I'm a student of hospitality. I'm studying players of who the big players are, how they're moving, what they're saying, what they're doing, how they're interacting with their customer or their guests, right? How they're marketing to their customer or their guests. What are they saying? When do they say it? How do they say it? Why? Reflecting. Why? Why did they do that way? Right? That's all I'm saying, y'all. Come on, let's study this thing together. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, as always, you can email it to me, drop it down below, right? For my folks on YouTube, drop it in the chat, leave a comment. Definitely like this if it helped you in any way and share this. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all next week.